Uh, yeah,
You will get the screen sharing facility. Thank you.
Sai, you can start.
Okay. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Shrans and I'll be the SAA for today's meeting. I welcome you all to the 401st meeting of the Dehradun WIC India Toastmasters Club. But it's not just that. Today, we have a joint meeting with Weave to achieve Toastmasters Club. Before starting the meeting, I'd like to mention 3 ground rules which we follow in our Toastmasters meeting. Please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent. Second, as Toastmasters, we don't talk about taboo topics like sex, religion, politics. So please refrain from discussing these topics. And third, please do not crosstalk or have food in between the meeting. As everyone in their life has a mission to achieve, the goal likewise, our Toastmasters Club also has a mission. The mission of our Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning environment, a learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I announce this meeting as open and hand over the stage to Toastmaster Ritesh. An IT professional since 5 years, he lives in Pune and enthusiastic about learning new things. His hobbies are swimming, part-time book reading, trekking, yoga, and pranayama. With that, I welcome Toastmaster Ritesh.
thank you, Toastmaster Shansh, for opening the meeting. Let's have a huge round of applause for Shansh and introducing me on the stage. I heartily welcome to Dehradun Toastmasters Club and Weave to Lead Club as a joint meeting, and I'm highly enthusiastic about this meeting. And let's have a huge round of applause for conducting a joint meeting all together. As we don't have the guest over here, I'd like if we can, welcome our to the Dehradun Toastmasters Club members and Weave to Lead Toastmasters members. I think we can proceed, Toastmaster Ira, as we don't have the guest.
Yeah, we can proceed with this.
Yeah. So in the bright afternoon, we are meeting for this club, and I know that with season Delhi seasons keep on changing per day. Sometimes we see rain, sometimes we see fog, sometimes we see scorching heat. Though I'm not in Delhi, but yeah, the news flash keeps on flashing on my phone, and I could totally relate the weather of Delhi. So let's start our meeting with more enthusiastic way, and let's have a learning mindset throughout the meeting. With that note, I'd like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bhavanand. Just a minute.
Bhavanand.
Yes, Toastmaster Bhavananja. So he is an electronics engineer working in the teaching field and pursuing PhD from Delhi Technical University. Over to you, Toastmaster Bhavanand.
Thank you, TM Ritesh, and good afternoon to all of you. Happiness comes in wave. We all came in this world. That time, did you aware about that? What we had capacity. Our capacity was like in terms of water drop, or it was in terms of ocean. We were not aware about this. Our upbringing started one day. I was in 7th class and result came, and my one classmate got good marks than me, and I felt jealous. And this jealous snatches mental peace. Later, when I came in college, my one classmate got beautiful girlfriend. And again, same thing. That jealous snatches mental peace. And third incident, when my classmate got selected in good company with good package, then again that demon jealous came and snatches all mental peace. So I felt jealous. Did you? If you also felt jealous, you can show thumbs up. Any of you? Okay. So here I will put one question. What do you think? Mind is bigger than body or body is bigger than mind? Any reply from participant? Any reply? You can raise your hand. Yes, I can show. And Manan. Yes, Manan, go ahead.
Well, in my opinion, I feel the mind is bigger than the body because the body is just the instrument to follow orders of the mind, right? So it is the mind who is controlling everything, in my opinion.
Okay, great answer. TM Ritesh.
Yes, Toastmaster Baran, I also have the same thoughts, like mind is bigger than the body. Body that we can see, but mind we can't see, but still it is the, the bigger portion than the body.
Okay, great answer. So in day-to-day life, what we did, that basically for our body, for external thing, if you have observed this thing, how many of us focus on mind? They generally invest their valuable time on body, on cloth, on building, on vehicles, and many things. So here, I want to say, when we came in this world, that jealous, Holy Scripture says, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, and Moh. You can say these are the form of that jealous. So that jealous snatches our mental peace. So that time we were not aware about that. So you can say our capacity was like water droplet. But should I remain in capacity of that water droplet, or I should be ocean in terms of capacity? Here, ocean means we have openness where no jealous, nothing can snatches your mental peace. So I would be keep asking and talking about the theme. So before processing, I would like to hand over this stage to TM Ritesh. So before that, I would put one question to TM Ritesh. TM Ritesh, question is, if you go back 5 years, that time, any one stuff that was very important for you, but now when you see that, you laugh on it. Could you share it?
Yes, Toastmaster Baran, that's a good question about that we take stress about something, and after some years, it was just a piece of cake, for us. So if I can recall, 5 years late back, I have just joined my office, and there was so much work or adjustment, you can say, in the office, which I could relate, that I used to take a huge tension how I could communicate with the professionals. And now I can say that yeah, if I want to talk to any person in my office, I can easily go and talk with them. It's just a piece of cake for me now.
Very nice, wonderful answer. So stage is yours. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Bhavanand, for introducing that teamwork role for today's meeting. Uh, as a general evaluator, today I will be playing the general evaluator, and I will be keeping a note of everyone's speech evaluation and table topics evaluation and the evaluator's evaluation. Will be giving up the positive feedback and recommendation points that we can inculcate in our speech in order to become a good communicator, in order to become a good leaders in future. With me, I having a tag team who will help me in my journal evaluation. So I'd like to call upon our first tag team player, which is Toastmaster Sudhanshu, who has recently joined the Toastmasters Club with Weave to Lead Toastmasters, and he is working in a banking industry, belongs to Prayagraj and lives in Prayagraj. His hobbies include traveling and doing social work. Over to you, Toastmaster Sudhanshu. Please introduce your timer role. Toastmaster Sudhanshu.
Yeah, sorry, I was speaking on mute.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So thanks, TM Ritesh, and hello everyone. So I will be playing role of timer today. So for each round, I'm trying to share my screen. Okay. Yeah, so I will show my screen, and so that it will be more clear to all of you. So you will be getting some time to for the speech, for evaluation, for table topics. So if you there will be three stages, like color green, color yellow, and color red. So for table topic you will be getting 1 minute, and 2 minute will be a red zone. And for speakers there will be 4 minutes, and 6 minutes will be red zone. So I will be sharing my screen once this colors will be shown. Thank you. Over to you, TM Ritesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudhanshu, for briefing up the role of timer today. Moving on, we have our second tag player for our counter. So I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Rijul Arya, who is a law student pursuing from ICFI University, Dehradun. He's passionate about learning new things, acquiring new skills, cooking, playing video games in free time, and he also writes shairi. So over to you, Toastmaster Rijul. The stage is yours. Toastmaster Rijul, your voice was not coming. Try reconnecting the meeting again. Try reconnecting the meeting again. No, it's still not audible. Okay, Toastmaster Rijul, you can rejoin the meeting again. I hope. Okay, so let's move on to our grammarian role. which is being played by Toastmaster BP Kotial. Sir, could you please introduce yourself about you and also introduce about the role?
Yeah, briefly, I'm Kotial, ex-civil servant, happily settled in Dehradun with my wife, while my son, along with his wife, settled in Singapore. My hobbies are basically golf and quiz. But I also like my afternoon siesta very much, and only trouble attending online meeting on a Sunday is depriving myself of the afternoon siesta. Because for golf, I get up at 4:15, 4:30. So just to make up for my lost sleep, I take siesta in the afternoon. But anyway, that's again a pleasure also to be on the Toastmaster meeting online, which I'm doing almost more than a year or so. But nice to be back. Those who are not initiated about the role of a grammarian, idea is basically just to judge the good usage of English syntax and the new words. Not that whatever I'll say will be the final, but that will be my judgment. What is the good quality and what are the mistakes which we inadvertently commit. While we write, we are very careful. We have the luxury of going back what we have written. But once we speak, we don't have that luxury. It's just like an arrow which you have already shot, so you can't retrieve it. So as a part of grammarian, we have one practice also introducing the word of the day. And today's word I have selected is intransigent. Intransigent. So I'll show this. Is it visible or not?
No, Toastmaster BP Kotial. You can type in the chat.
Filter. The filter is showing.
Pardon? You can
So
guide me
your
also because
vi-
I've been doing
video
this
filter.
earlier.
Yes, your video filter is not showing it.
So the filter is not allowing it. Either you have to remove the filter, or you have to
Type in the chat.
hold it really close to
Because-
the camera.
Yeah, not
Yeah, now we can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insurgent, intransigent.
intransigent. I'll spell it out also. INTRANSIGENT. Is it okay?
Yes.
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 Intransigent, which means sticking to one's opinion or proposal, or in simple words, adamant, inflexible, stubborn, or unyielding. So I can give one example closer to the Toastmaster. Mr. Sethi is very, very intransigent to the idea of canceling the Toastmaster meeting. And I remember we were once only 5, but he said, no, meeting must go on. He was not there, but he told me, Kotial, meeting must go on. So much so that I played 4 roles on that day: TMOD, general evaluator, and grammarian. So he's that way steadfast, very, very unyielding. He said, even if it is one, you must hold a meeting. So that means any person who's unyielding to any proposal, he doesn't want to change the proposal or the idea, he wants to stick to it. So that is called the intransigent. Now coming to the idiom, I was told that yes, there is a practice of idiom also. So I just selected one very simple one: a flash in the pan. A flash in the pan. Most of you must have heard it. A flash in the pan, which means occasional success. That means when, or as we say, one-time wonder. There are so many cricketers playing in the IPL. They do very well in 1 or 2 games, but thereafter there are no signs of them in the IPL itself, or say in the India cricket team also. So those type of performers anywhere who are just doing once or twice with a lot of expectations, but they don't keep that expectations alive. So that we call, oh, he was a flash in the pan. So when judging the language. I'll be basically looking the good usage of the language, better use of the words which are not commonly used, and also the word of the day. And I'll give my report or the assessment at the evaluation section. So thank you very much. Over to the TMOD, or sorry, General Evaluator.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster VP Kotyal, for introducing about yourself and giving the brief introduction about the role, giving the apt examples of the word of the day and the flash and the idiom of the day. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah, please. To me?
Toastmaster.
No, to the general evaluator.
Yes, Toastmaster.
The timers said that he would be using the screen. Now, can two screens be simultaneously used, one by the presenter and the other by the timer? That's my first question. Second question is, he talked of a prepared speech for 4 to 6 minutes, but that is applicable only in the icebreaker speech. So the timer kindly note that the speeches today will be 5 to 7 minutes. And about the screen sharing, can anybody who's more technical clarify this?
Yeah.
I'll just, as far as the timer is concerned, he didn't make it very clear because he say, so that's the red zone. And no, it's not like that. If speech is from 5 to 7 minutes, so 5 is the green, 6 is the yellow, and the 7 is the red. And thereafter, there is no color, it's only the danger zone. But he should also get, there are always a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. So if somebody finishes a speech at 3 minutes, 30 seconds, he is still eligible. And if he goes beyond 7 minutes up to 30 seconds, again, he is eligible, he is not disqualified. So he should, and similarly for table topic also, it's 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, and 2 minutes. But in table topic, there is no grace period on the lower side. That means one cannot finish the speech at 30 seconds, but he can go up to 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So that these are the clarification from my side.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
But how about the sharing of screen? Can because the presenters might use screen sharing, and at the same time, can the timer also share the screen?
So only it's the timer who will be sharing the screen that time. Just show the colors.
No, Kotyal, the problem is, supposing I have a PPT to show.
Can we do one thing? We can give it a shot. Why don't you share a screen, and when the timer also share a screen for a brief minute and cut it. So that can be done. So that the person is also aware that the timer has happened.
Ira, that is not possible because one time only one screen can be shared. So what can we do? Whether the timer has that virtual backgrounds, because that is the best way to show the timer cards in this virtual meetings.
So Danshu, do you have the virtual backgrounds with you?
I'm not aware of this. Like, what is the virtual background?
So it's just pure red, green, and yellow.
So we can do one thing, in Toastmaster Harry's speech, we can have some other timer who's having those virtual backgrounds.
So Danshu, I'll help you. When you open the Zoom, there is always an option about the background. As for you can see me sitting in the in my lawn, but whereas I'm inside the room, but I have got the background of my lawn, so that is possible as far as the background is concerned. But
let me see if I have the options.
Or otherwise, I think Shreyans is also in the room, so Shreyans can do that for the Toastmaster Harry's speech.
Yeah, I don't have it with me. So then it's decided for Sir. Shreyansh will do, and then rest Sudhanshu can do. Just
and simple ways also. The moment the time limit starts, whether it's the green, yellow, or red, he can simply say that yes, 6 minutes are over, 7 minutes are over, or whatever the time. So that will be easier without going into the background of this. simply verbal instruction that yes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes or 5 minutes are over. So
Thank
speaker
you,
will
thank
be
you all.
attentive. Yeah.
Thank you all, and Prakash and Shreyansh. I am not very good at using the technology. So when I say, allow me to share the screen, would I automatically go to the PPT that I want to use, or do I have to do something else to be there?
You just have to click on the share screen icon and then
Okay.
select your PPT and click on the share button and it will be shared.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. I hope Toastmaster Harry, we have you got the answers for your questions.
Yes. Thank you.
So moving ahead, we have our counter Toastmaster Rijul Arya. Yeah. Rijul, we are still not able to hear you.
Is he visible or not?
Yes, he's visible. He has unmuted himself, but
Okay, that means he's there.
yes, but we are not able
So
to.
ask him to unmute. Maybe sometime we just mute it and then
Hello.
forget.
Rijul is there.
Ask him to-
Rijul,
Yes,
you're audible now.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yes, Rijul, over to you.
okay. Good afternoon to fellow Toastmasters. So today I'm playing the role of the R counter. The purpose of R counter to note down the words which are filler words and use as a crux or paused. I am audible.
Yes.
Yes, Rijul. Please go ahead.
I will listen for the repeated or overused words or words that are well, so, I mean, you know, which is not suitable for the speeches and try to avoid them. When I call upon, I will submit my report. Over to you, to General Director.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Rijul, for briefing your role in a quick words. And so these are my TAC team, which will be giving the evaluations when called upon by the general evaluator, that is myself. And I will be giving my reports of the whole meeting during my general evaluation part. So with that note, I'll keep bid due for now, and will be back in my evaluation section. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, team mod Bhavanand.
Good job, TM Ritesh. So now we have first segment, that is prepared speech. I used to say digestive system because in this segment we prepare it, then we digest it, and after that we present it. So today we have three speakers. First speaker, he is TM Harry, and he would be evaluated by TM BP Kotial. I request TM BP Kotial, please read out a speech objective of TM Harry.
Good afternoon once again. I am starting on a very apologetic note. I don't have the speech purpose of Mr. Harry Sethi. In any case, he will introduce that. But in the meantime, my evaluation will be based on certain parameters. For example, his voice, his confidence, his voice modulation, his opening, and his closing remarks about his speech, and also fluidity of the speech, whether there is any jarring note, whether it proceeds smoothly or so. And on the basis of this, I'll submit my report in the evaluation section. Thank you very much. Now you can call Mr. Sethi to speak. TMOD, are you listening to me?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so now you can call the speaker to speak.
Yeah. So I request TM Harry to give your speech. The stage is yours.
Thank you, TMOD. Can I be allowed to share the screen? Which button do I press here on the top? Share content.
Sir, please click on share screen.
The green button.
Green button, yes.
And now it is coming screen broadcast Zoom. Which one do I click now?
You'd see a thumbnail of the presentation.
The screen which you want to share.
Screen broadcast Zoom. Shreyansh, please guide me.
So you clicked on that share screen button, the green button,
Yes.
and now a window must have opened. And
Yes.
there must be some thumbnails of the softwares that are right now running on your laptop. One of that thumbnail must be that of the PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint. You have to click on it, and then there is a blue share button in that same window in the bottom right corner.
I think yet to click on share screen. It has not been clicked yet. Sir, please click on share screen.
Yes, I did that. Next.
And
it should come here.
And a pop-up
Once you-
must have opened, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it says screen, photos, iCloud, Dropbox.
Yeah, click on screen. Click on screen.
Yes.
Click on screen.
Yeah.
I did that. Everything on your screen, including notifications, will be recorded. Enable do not disturb to prevent unexpected notifications. Now, what do I do next? Start broadcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
We are
Yes,
seeing
now-
your screen, sir,
yes.
now.
We can see your screen now.
you can see my screen, but I can't.
So you were just asking the question whether it's the speed screen broadcast, Zoom, or stop broadcast. So just guide him what he should do now, Zoom or screen broadcast.
Yeah, you should enable the DND, the do not disturb, so that this will be over. So is this a laptop or is this a
Okay.
tablet?
Yes, now your screen is being
Now we
shared.
are
Now,
able-
sir, open your PPT.
Share device audio. My PPT will come. Okay, it is not taking me to my PPT, Shreyansh. Next step, please.
You just have to open. You're on iPad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
So,
open
go-
the application.
Yes. Go back to the application.
Yes.
Yes. Open that PPT.
Now just click on the PPT, sir.
Now you can see.
Yes, now we can see.
Yes.
Yes, perfectly.
Apologies for this delay, but I'm happy. Last night, when I spoke to our club president, Toastmaster Prakash, he threw a big surprise on me. He said, "You are at level 1 only, which is not fully achieved." So I said, what do I have to do? He said, you have to complete third project, which is research and present. So between 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the night and couple of hours in the morning, I have prepared this PPT, although research on this subject I did many months earlier. And I have made a PPT maybe after 5-6 years. You know, I retired from the government and I always had a secretary. So I never had to use the computer to do my typing or things like that. Anyway, I'm happy. I hope you're also happy. I'm happy because I chose to be happy. And happiness is within our control. You too can do it. Happiness means different things to different people, as you all know. Psychologists define it as state of emotional well-being, either in a narrow sense or more broadly as a positive evaluation of one's life and accomplishments overall. We can be happy without having anything, and we can be most unhappy while having everything. I have visited several Anganwadis in the country, as well as, almost several cities in the country, including Mumbai. And their parents, particularly mothers, when they come to get their children, I used to see a lot of happiness. This time, while I was in Mumbai, sometimes I went to pick up my grandson from his school. There were huge luxury cars in front of the gate, many pretty young ladies dressed in most expensive clothes, but I did not see a sign of happiness on their face. Look at our domestic workers. They live in very challenging conditions, and they serve us happily, and they laugh at small events in their lives. The rich are mostly unhappy and brooding at what they don't have. I recently read a very thin and interesting book, Art of Living, Epictetus, classic manual on virtue, happiness, and effectiveness. According to this, happiness depends on 3 things, and these 3 things are within your power. And these 3 things are your will, your ideas concerning the events in which you're involved, the use you make of your ideas. Authentic happiness is always independent of external conditions, this manual says. We, of course, cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we react to these. What is the relationship between age and happiness? You know, while we are young, we do things which society will like. But some people in that age tend to defy the society. And when we grow older in our 50s and 60s, we set our own rules based on our wisdom and experience. And in our later years, like myself, 76, happiness is more when we have caring and loving relationship, knowing someone would come to our rescue if something happens to our health or our health deteriorates, gives us peace of mind and satisfaction. Does religion contribute to happiness? Well, in a religion, you become a part of a larger group, but you can do that even becoming members of the non-religious
4
groups.
minutes.
Spirituality and happiness are more positively related than religion. Research shows that 50% of a human's happiness level is genetically determined. It comes from your parents. 10% is affected by their life's circumstances and situations. But remaining 40% of happiness is subject to self-control, your own control. Therefore, we must remember that our happiness to a significant level is within our control. So, my dear friends, choose to be happy, follow your rules regardless of what others say, because people will keep saying something, whatever you do.
5 minutes.
If you have it in you, society will start appreciating what you do. You become a norm and others would want to follow your footsteps. Thank you. That's all I had to say. And back to TMOD. Thank you very much.
What a great and insightful speech. And you related your speech to theme of the day. As you said, I am happy because I choose to be happy. So here it is clearly said, this is your choice. And 40% of happiness is self-control. So if we observe our inner thing, then definitely we can be from a small water drop to an ocean. Or we can say in other terms, that would be the first step towards oceanness or vastness. So now, today we have second speaker. She is TM Ira Pallavi, and she would be evaluated by TM Mohit. I request TM Mohit, please read out a speech objective of TM Ira Pallavi. Stage is yours. TM Mohit.
Thank you, TM Bhavanand Jha. So today I'm here to introduce our second speaker, TM Ira Pallavi. She needs no introduction. We all know her very well. So going straight to the topic, today she is presenting her in the presentation mastery, connecting with storytelling. Her speech title is Against All Odds. So I welcome to the stage TM Ira. Connecting All Odds, TM Ira Pallavi. Against All Odds, TM Ira Pallavi. The stage is yours.
Thank you, TM Mohit. Now I request TM Ira Pallavi, stage is yours. Please give your speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Bhavanand. Against all odds. In war, victory belongs to the mighty, but sometimes a battle is not won by the size of the army alone. This was the case in the Battle of Longevala. This was a battle that was supposed to be long over even before it started. On one side stood a small army of 120 soldiers with limited weaponry and limited ammunition. On the other side stood a massive Pakistani army, complete with 2,000 to 3,000 soldiers, 60 Chinese and American tanks, weaponry, and a desire to crush the opposition. The stage was set for an overwhelming victory for the Pakistani army. But what followed was nothing short of a miracle, a display of resilience, bravery, and tactical genius that stunned the world. Now, during the 1971 war, Pakistan knew that they were weak in the east, but they aimed to capture strategic territories in the west, like Jaisalmer, to leverage during any ceasefire talk. the Pakistani intelligence believed that Longewala was a small BSF outpost and it would be very easy to overrun that. They believed that there was no presence of army there and there was no air support there. But what they did not know was that the outpost was now under the control of a small army group of the 23rd Regiment, whose commanding officer was Major Kuldeep Singh Chandpuri, I beg your pardon. So they thought, their intelligence gave them the information that there is a small outpost with no resistance and that there is no air support. So with a sense of confidence and security, the Pakistani army, equipped with 2,000 soldiers, 60 tanks, abundance of weaponry, ammunition, headed towards the Indian border. They were confident that they would easily bulldoze Longewala, neutralize Ramgarh, and capture Jaisalmer in one simple go by simply demonstrating their military power. The Pakistani army had a grand plan of having breakfast in Longewala, lunch in Ramgarh, and dinner in Jaisalmer. Now, what happened was different. On the 9th of 4th December, it was a clear and full night. The Thar desert was cold and absolutely quiet. The second lieutenant Dharamveer with his platoon of 30 men were on their daily night patrol when they noticed a strange rumbling coming deep within the desert. His platoon detected unusual movement of tanks and armor. After confirming the same, he immediately rang up Major Chandpuri and informed. Major Chandpuri in turn rang up the high command and gave the information and asked for backup. He was told that the reinforcement cannot come, and if they come, they will come at the earliest in 6 hours. Even the planes that were there stationed in Jaisalmer airstrip could not help them because they could not fly in night. Major Chandpuri was given 2 options. Either to hold out the post till morning when their air reinforcement would come, or make a tactical retreat to Ramgarh. He realized that he was lacking sufficient vehicles and facing a threat of tanks on hard tar roads, it was not easy to outrun or escape till Ramgarh. So he made a decision. He asked his men whether they'll be intransigent enough and stand there or they want to go back. The men unanimously said they want to stand and hold out the post till their last breath. With limited weaponry and artillery, they hastily set up some anti-tank mines and mounted their recoilless guns on a jeep. At 12:30, the Pakistani opened fire at Longewala, and they kept on advancing and marching ahead. The initial impact killed 5 camels of the BSF and destroyed a building that kept camel fodder. Major Chandpuri knew that with limited ammunition, they had to be very precise with their targets. He also knew that the location of being on a higher post gave them an advantage. So he ordered his men to hold fire until the army and the tanks were just 15 to 30 meters away. They took out 2 Pakistani tanks with a recoilless gun. The initial attack almost stalled immediately when the Pakistani realized they had already lost 2 tanks. They saw a barbed wire around the perimeter and thought that this is a sign of a landmine. They immediately stopped everything and called their engineer. The engineer came and it took 2 hours to dismantle everything. Then they realized their folly, that this was just a barbed wire. The barbed wire was there just to ensure that the camels do not stray in the BSF camp. Now, this was a loss, a critical loss, because by this time, the Indian army could study them. They realized that the Pakistani army, in their overconfidence that they will bulldoze these 2 places, Longewala and Ramgarh, carried extra fuel on their tanks in drums. So all they had to do is target that and boom, boom, boom went the tanks. The fire made it even more easier for the army to find out and shoot the soldiers who were on foot. And it did not help. The acid smoke of the tanks smothered the infantry on foot. This went on for another 2 hours. They never imagined, army had never imagined such kind of resistance. So many tanks, and that they tried to run helter-skelter and got stuck in the ground. In the end, they fought valiantly and destroyed 12 armored tanks all by themselves with
6
the
minute
limited
over.
ammunition they have. In the end, the Pakistani army lost 100 armored vehicles, 40 tanks, 300 soldiers, and the Indian lost 5 camels and 3 soldiers. With sheer willpower, mental strength, and courage, they fought and won against all odds. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Great speech, TM Ira Pallavi. You taught us in your speech, despite of all odds, you can win if you are having willpower. So now we have third speaker, TM Prakash. He would be evaluated by TM Sriyans. I request TM Sriyans, please read out a speech objective of TM Prakash.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Bhagwan. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, I'd be evaluating the third speaker for the meeting, Toastmaster Prakash. The purpose of his project is for the member to develop and apply skills for coaching a fellow member or a person outside of Toastmasters who can benefit from his or her expertise. And the purpose of his speech is for the member to share some aspects of his or her experience coaching. This project is from his pathway of effective coaching, and I wish him all the very best. Back to Toastmaster of the Day.
TM Prakash. TM
TM Modi,
Prakash.
sorry for the interruption. You just set the timer that he should show green from 5 to 6 minutes. And 6 to 7 is the yellow. That means at the 6th onward, and 7th onward is the red. What he was doing 6th onward, he was showing red. So that's not correct.
So the timer, yes, you should choose the standard option in the timer section.
Yeah, got that.
Yes.
Got that. Sorry.
No problem. We all are learning. No problem.
Yeah, this is my first time.
Yeah, you are doing well, but yes, some advice.
Thank you, sir, for your suggestion. TM Prakash, stage is yours. Please give your speech.
Just want to confirm, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, but
there
is some noise from your side.
And too much light is coming on your face.
Actually, that is some issue of camera that I cannot.
Okay, no problem.
Timer, you can start now. Toastmasters, where leaders are made. And how those leaders are made. Those leaders are made through learning and sharing. Learning, we learn from each other. And then we share our knowledge and experience through coaching and mentoring. Mentors in Toastmasters provide guidance and advice to help strategists accomplish long-term goals, whereas coaching is task-oriented advising. A coach's role is to help individuals work on specific skills during a designated period of time. Leadership. Leadership is all about taking initiative. And taking initiative to coach someone is a great way to share your knowledge and experience with your fellow Toastmasters. When a member joins a Toastmasters club, he or she has many doubts. And definitely it is the responsibility of a fellow Toastmaster to clarify all those doubts. And there it comes the role of a coaching or a mentoring. And then I decided to coach a new member of a club who joined our club recently, Toastmaster Neha. So here the coaching process started. And what is the first step in coaching. So the first step in coaching is to know about each other, to establish a communication, to discuss the purpose, and to start with a positive and enthusiastic attitude. I asked Neha, what's your purpose to join Toastmasters? And it was public speaking, good communication skills, to have a great stage presence. And then we had talk, and then I decided that I will coach Neha for the meeting rooms because coaching means a short-term goal. And I suggested her that she should start with the grammarian. Now the purpose is clear. Now what is the second step in coaching? And the second step in coaching is to provide the resources to the coachee. Now I had two options. The first option is that I could directly provide her the grammarian script, but I didn't do that. I chose the second option. And the second option was that I guided her the Toastmasters website, and there is a section that is on resources. So I guided her about the resources section in Toastmaster website. When she explored the Toastmaster website, obviously she enhanced her knowledge, and she found the detailed description of grammarian rules there. Then obviously we discussed about all this. And here I must appreciate Neha that she came with a wonderful idea. What was that idea? She told me that she would come with a paper and she will write that idiom of the day and word of the day in that paper and paste that paper on the wall of that meeting room so that it would be visible to all. Wonderful idea. And definitely as a coach, I appreciate her with that idea. Now, the third step in coaching, the third step is now the performance time. Now the time has come when she had to deliver that grammarian role in a club meeting. And as a coach, now it was my responsibility to observe her keenly. So I was there in that meeting and I noted down all the whatever I observed in her performance. So first step has done, second has done, and now third has also done. So now the fourth step coaching. And what is the fourth step? That is the most crucial part of coaching, that is providing feedback. Providing feedback, the most crucial part of a coaching. And now, while you provide feedback to a coachee as a coach, the first is to talk about the good points in the performance. And what I loved in Neha's performance, the first thing was her confidence. She was very comfortable at the stage during her performance. Second, what I loved in her performance, that was her command in English language. That was wonderful. And then, as a coach, you have to discuss the areas of improvement. And the area of improvement in Neha's performance was the pace of her speech. She was quite fast and needed to use proper pauses. Now, as a coach, you should tell your coachee first the areas of improvement, and second, how to use, how to improve those things. You have to tell her the ways to improve. So I suggested her to record her speech and then analyze where to use those pauses. And by using this method, definitely next time she will consciously use those pauses and her speech or performance, whatever she will deliver next time, would be better. So in summarize, if I summarize everything regarding the coaching, the first step is to establish communication with a coachee and to understand why, to understand the expectations of your coaching. Second, to provide her the resources. Third step is to keep guiding her. Fourth is be present during the performance and keenly observe the performance. Fifth is providing constructive feedback. Sixth is tell her the areas of improvement, and not only tell her the areas of improvement, but also tell her the ways to improve. My dear fellow Toastmasters, coaching or mentoring is a way to give back. Whatever you are learning in Toastmaster, it's time to share with your fellow Toastmaster through coaching or mentoring. It's a win-win situation for both, for the coach and also for the coachee. And now, as a coach's point of view, if you take the guidance from your fellow Toastmaster, definitely you will get many insights. And those insights will help you to improve and to fulfill your purpose of joining Toastmasters. So I would highly recommend all of you to keep contacting your mentors and coaches and enjoy this journey of Toastmasters, because only then you will get the actual value of Toastmasters. So my dear fellow Toastmasters, keep learning and keep enjoying your Toastmasters journey. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Great speech, and what a line. Leadership is taking first initiative. And you told a story of Toastmaster Neha, where people stuck and how they come out. And also you told coaching and mentoring is the key to get success in Toastmaster. So now I request everyone, please give your valuable feedback to all speakers. And can I request Tech Master for ballot to get best speaker?
Toastmaster of the day, we'll do that at the end.
Okay.
The ballot and everything.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So now we have next segment, that is table topic. I used to say respiratory system because here we don't get time. But this is the heart of Toastmaster, because by practicing this segment, we develop impromptu skills. So today we have table topic master TM Neha. She is currently pursuing her graduation from DAB PG College, Dehradun. Her hobbies are sketching, painting, swimming, and cooking. So before giving the stage, I would put one question. TM Neha, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay. The question is, how you relate life with ocean?
How I relate life with ocean.
Yes.
Okay. So if we consider our life, if we consider the example of our life, then in everybody's life, one thing is constant, that is life keeps on going. No matter what are the situations in front of us, no matter whether we are happy, we are sad, or we are facing problems, or everything is going on well, but life will keep on going. And the same, I think, is with ocean. The water keeps on flowing and everything keeps on going. So I think that is something common in between our life and in between ocean.
Okay. So in table topic segment, green signal, yellow signal, and red signal would be shown at 1 minute, 1.5 minute, and 2 minutes. And buffer time of 30 seconds would be allowed at upper side. So TM Neha, stage is yours. Please go ahead.
Okay, good morning, Toastmaster of the day and my fellow Toastmasters. I know this is against rule, but first of all, I would like to thank Prakash sir for mentoring me and for making me aware about all the mistakes which I was doing, and for making me note down how to improve all these mistakes. And I ensure you that I will definitely improve on all these points, and soon you will observe an improvement. Apart from this, talking about table topic round, so the rules of this round are quite simple. You are supposed to pick a number from 1 to 10. And according to that number, I will provide you a topic in which you have to deliver a speech on the spot. Your speech should be of at least 1 minute. Maximum, it can go up to 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Any of the speech which will exceed time limit or which will be less than the required time will get disqualified. Additionally, I encourage you all to use word of the day and idiom of the day, which was previously given by grammarian. So who would love to initiate this round? You can raise your hand. Anyone? Okay, Toastmaster Manan Sharma, I think we can start from you. So what's the number which you would like to pick from 1 to 10?
Maybe 7.
7. Okay. Yeah. So your topic is, do you believe that when there is a will, there is a way? If you do, why? If you don't, why not?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Neha, for the topic. Well, I totally believe that where there is a will, there is a way. Now, just look at the lives of our own self, or maybe this speech of Toastmaster Ira, where she talked about how our Indian army faced thousands of Pakistani soldiers at a stretch of 6 hours till they got the help from other sections of the army. And if you'll just, and as Toastmaster Bhavanand is talking about the connection between life and the ocean, we can all feel that, yes, there might be certain hurdles in our lives, there might be certain tipping points in our lives, but as you said, that life goes on irrespective of whatever is happening in our life, right? And let me just give you a very, very classic example of where there is a will, there is a way. We all know about our very beloved late president, Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Now, just look at his life story, look at his journey from where he started off, like being in the family of fishermen and delivering newspapers in the morning, and then reaching a point where he became the first citizen of the Republic of India. Now, that's a journey to aspire for. And that in itself exemplifies that where there is a will, there is a way. We just need to keep moving forward in life. Thank you so much. And back to you, Toastmaster Neha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manan. It was definitely a wonderful speech and the wonderful example which you gave. Now, who will be the next to participate? I think Toastmaster Shreyansh rose his hand. What's the number which you would like to pick?
So I'd go with 4.
4, okay. So your topic is, in what situation is lying a good idea?
In what situation lying is a good idea?
Yes.
I remember it was a few years ago when I was doing a lot of things. I was exploring what I love. I was exploring a lot of different things out of curiosity. I was doing YouTube, I was doing photography, I was trying out different things just out of curiosity. And when I was doing that, one thing that happened, because at that time I was so young, the computer that I was using, it was of my father. And back in those days, I used to love trying out different operating systems. And someone who is here from the tech industry, from the IT industry, I guess Toastmaster Ritesh would know, there's a very famous operating system called Linux. And the problem with that is, if you don't know it properly, you're going to mess up with the entire computer. And I ended up doing that. All the files, all the pictures, all the videos that my father had stored in his computer, it got deleted. And unfortunately, I was not also able to recover them because the entire PC got erased. And at that point of time, I actually had to lie. I had to lie to save my life. I had to lie so that I don't get the punishment. But other than that, there are a lot of moments, there are a lot of situations, there are a lot of circumstances where we have to lie. For this particular situation that I shared, it was mindset of a young kid to be not get punished by his father. But there are a lot of situations in our life where we are speaking with someone and we have to lie, not because it's going to give, it's going to be good for us, but because it's going to be good for them, because we don't want to hurt them, because we don't want them to feel bad. And yes, that is what I would conclude with, because sometimes we lie because it's for our good, but sometimes we have to lie so that we can do good to others. And that's pretty much it with me. And back to Toastmaster, table topic master, Toastmaster Neha.
Okay, Toastmaster Shreyans. So you are quite an honest speaker, and the conclusion was also beautiful. Now, moving to next speaker, who will like to participate next? You can raise your hand. Am I supposed to pick someone? Can I pick someone? Okay.
You have two hands raised. You have Sudhanshu and Rijul. Both of them have raised their hands. They can go one by one. It's okay.
Okay. So starting from Toastmaster Sudhanshu Dwivedi, what's the number which you would like to pick?
1.
1. Okay, so tell us about one of the best moment in your life and why it was best.
Thank you, Toastmasters, for giving me such a interesting topic. So, when I was studying in class 6th, so I was staying there in one village of Prayagraj. Then I have decided to move on to the city because the education quality there in village is probably not that good. So that movement actually was prohibited by my other family member because of the financial issues, but somehow I was able to convince my father over it, and he decided to move me to city of Prayagraj. There I got enrolled in government inter college, where the study is quite on better level. So when I started studying over there, then I have realized, like, if I would have not moved from to village to this school, probably the quality which I am getting here would not be achieving over there. So over the period of time, I have realized that there are significant improvement I have received by this decision. Along with this, while living in the village, my personality was not groomed as much when I was studying um, uh, there in the new school, because the people who are studying there, so gathering with them, probably I used to get another level of connect. So rather staying on the study field only, I was also grooming myself in the field of sports, in the field of movie entertainment. So multi level improvement I started getting over there. So I will suggest, like, then I got a feeling like to give a suggestions for the schools who are running their schools in rural areas, so that they cannot focus more only on the study. They can more focus on the sports, they can more focus on the swimming or other activities, so that holistic development of any child can be achieved. And this could destroy the narrow narrative for the parents as well as the students who belong to those rural areas. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Sudhanshu. It was indeed a beautiful speech, and I hope that every school in rural area will someday definitely improve all the points which you mentioned. I think the next was Toastmaster Rijul.
Yeah, I pick number 10.
Number 10. Okay, so your topic is, should violent games be banned?
Should violate game. Yeah, it's a wonderful topic. In my opinion, like I play video games a lot, but I should think that violent games should not be banned, because people are saying that violent games are creating criminals in the children. They taught to kill the people and murder someone. I don't believe that. If someone want to be a criminal, he will definitely do crime if whether he or she is playing or not playing the games. Being a video gamer, I play a lot of violent games like in the night times. I fix my slot from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. I play a lot of games. So it teaches me a lot of things like how to manage a teamwork, how to do a multitasking, and it build a connection when we play online. It build a connection throughout the world. Video games also give us the make us the our mind broad, not limited thinking, because when we playing the games we should consider that we are not want to complete a mission, but we find the ways to how to done it or like that. Violence games like if you most of the known games like PUBG, Call of Duty, and Battlefield and Resident Evil. So it's a very complex game. For that complex game, you need to know the techniques, and it give us the better overview and teach us about a lot of things. So I think that violent games should not be banned. Rather, we should promote not violent games, but as a game. Thank you, Toastmaster Neha.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Rijul, for making us aware about some more things by which these games can be useful to us and for representing a new perspective in front of us. Now, who will be the next participant?
You have 3 members to pick from. Your call.
Okay, Toastmaster Neha Gupta. Okay, Toastmaster Neha Gupta. So, what's the number which you would like to pick?
What are the choices I have?
Okay, so 1, 7, and 4 are already taken. From rest you can pick, and 10 also is taken. From rest you can pick.
Okay, 1, 7, 4, 10. Then I would pick 6.
6. Okay. What are the things which you learned during lockdown?
Thank you so much, Neha. That is a wonderful topic. It made me recollect all the memories I have had. One of the most important things which I did was helping people during the second wave of COVID. At that time, we created a human chain and supplied all these resources which people really need, like blood, plasma, bed, medicine, and whatnot. Well, I learned a lot of things during lockdown because I had plenty of time and I could do some innovations. But as I said, that while helping people during the second wave of lockdown, I understood a lot of things about life, how fragile it is, and how money does not matter when things are not even there, when the resources are not there. Who will treat you if you are having a lot of money to throw? So this is what I learned. I learned about humanity. I learned about helping others. And I learned that money cannot buy everything. So it's all about that we remain together, we help each other, because you never know what is going to happen with us. And also, when life is so fragile, we have no idea what is going to happen the very next day. So do whatever you can today, because you never know whether tomorrow is going to come for you or not. Over to you, Neha.
Okay, Toastmaster Neha, it was indeed a beautiful speech, and thank you so much for putting all the efforts to help others, and thank you so much for giving us a beautiful lesson about life. Now,
Neha, are you there? TTM Neha?
Stuck. Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you're
Yes.
audible now.
Okay. Toastmaster Mohit. So, what's the number which you would like to pick?
3. Is 3 available?
3. Yes. So, I will give you a statement and you are supposed to further add on it. So, your statement is, if I ruled the world.
If I rule the world.
Yes.
Well, someone recently said to me, what ruling means? What is it that ruling means? That he ruled the world, the king ruled. So it's all about managing all aspects of that area. You manage the people economy, you manage that whole area. So for me, ruling means managing whatever you have. And if I rule the world, I have to manage everything so that things don't get out of the hand. They stay in our control. And for today's time, if I'm ruling, well, I have to look at a lot of things to carry it, because as a young member, you see we are heading into a dark times. We have many problems of worldwide. We have climate change, there is food security coming up, there is so much things, there is war going on, there's a lot of things happening around the world. And I am ruling the world, so I have to manage everything, all that. What I will do is I'll create incentive to not do such things, or create a hard rule that if you do this, you are not getting all the other things, which is all same or best we have right now going on. Other things we have to also look out, that give people to something to happy about, to think about, give them hope is the main thing in our world right now. We all need hope, we all need enjoyment. So if I rule the world, I will have a lot of visit time. That's the most thing I would think right now. Over to you, tabletop master Neha.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohit. It was indeed a wonderful speech, and thank you for mentioning all the points which actually represent the responsibilities with which comes to a ruler at the end. Now, I guess Toastmaster Ira is next. So, what's the number which you would like to pick?
What numbers are left? 2 and?
Okay, so 1, 3, 4, 7, and 10 are already taken. From rest, you can pick.
I'll take 2.
2. Okay. So, what's the best advice which you have ever received, and how did it impact your life?
So best advice, keep on coming. When you are living and you are surrounded with well-wishers, advice just keep on coming fast and thick. They are sometimes unsolicited advices, sometimes good advice coming from a good place, but it may not work for you because it's not your, they may not understand your situation and everything. But of the many good advices I have received advice for how not to be a perfectionist, how to let go, how to live a little, how to not live too much, how to keep a balance. So there's so many advices coming. So there is no such thing as a best advice. Whatever somebody gives you, or whenever somebody gives you an advice, I think it's best to receive that with open arms and open mind and see how it fits in your life. And if it does fit in your life, and you try and you receive and you get good results from it, you feel an impact happening, you feel your heart changing towards the better, hold on to that and just discard the rest. So this is the advice which I've got so many times, especially packing, is to pack light. And I think that advice translates into everything in my life. Is when I pack light with my emotion, pack light with my, my expectations, I can be freer and I can breathe easy. So take advice from everybody, but follow the advice which your heart really resonates with. That, I think, is the best advice that I have filtered through all the advices I have received in my life. So I would also strongly recommend to you guys to do the same. And with that, over to you, Table Topic Master.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Ira, for keeping a beautiful point and for making us all note a point that we can take advice from everyone, but we are only supposed to follow those advices for which our heart says us to follow. So thank you so much for this. And who will be the next to participate? Toastmaster Bhavanand Jha. Okay, so what's the number which you would like to pick?
What are remaining?
Remaining 1, 2, 4, 7, and 10 are already taken. From rest, you can pick
5.
5. Okay, so what's your opinion regarding the statement real learning does not occur in classroom?
Real learning doesn't occur in classroom. As we all have seen, our upbringing started, then we got admission in a school, college. So we all see people is having so many degrees, but if we observe their love towards animal, their love towards trees, their love towards river, their love towards parents. So you will feel that they have studied from class 1 to many classes, but they are not having depth where they should be. You must have observed wife and husband and relation between son and father, son and mother. So in day-to-day life, we are seeing that there are various things like in families, domestic violence, and many things we are seeing. So definitely, the study that has been given in a school, college, they are needful, but they will only help you for earning money. But if you want real learning, that will come from inward, or we can say our holy scriptures can provide us. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Bhavanand, for mentioning all the additional things which one can learn from outside this school as well. And I hope that our generation and the upcoming generation will definitely focus in all these points. Now, I guess it's the last speech of table topic round. And now I would like to pass the stage to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bhavanand.
Thank you everyone for participating with zeal and excitement. So now we have next segment, that is evaluation segment. I used to say nervous system because what we have done throughout meeting, any mistakes, any good thing, that would be evaluated in this segment. So without this segment, a complete meeting is incomplete. So now I hand over this stage to TM Ritesh. TM Ritesh, stage is yours.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavanand. I'm back with the evaluation section, and let's have the evaluators first, who will be evaluating all the speeches, all the 3 speeches that we have today. So I'd like to call upon our first evaluator, Toastmaster BP Kotial, to evaluate our first speaker speech, Toastmaster Harry Sethi. Over to you, Toastmaster BP Kotial.
Thank you, Ritesh. It's always a pleasure to evaluate my close friend, Mr. Harry Sethi. Evaluating him is like showing candle to the sun. But still, I wanted to do a duty and I have done it. First and foremost, Mr. Sethi has the capability addressing one person or addressing a large gathering. And that I have seen him in our in 2 meetings of oration in Chandigarh and in Agra, where he was promoted from area director to division director, and he put forward his candidature. And the confidence with which he addressed the Toastmasters there, that speaks volumes about his oration competence. For today's, I must say, the highlight is that despite having the glitches, he maintained his cool and started his speech just like a normal prepared speaker. So that way, full marks, and that really impressed me. So that was my first impression. Now, as far as his speech is concerned, it was well structured. There was an opening also, and very good impression it left on the audience when he say, "I'm happy. Are you happy?" And I must admit here, Mr. Sethi is one who's not only saying just outwardly that I'm happy, but is actually happy. And he has gone through so many vicissitudes of life, but still he maintained his cool and his charm and his cheerfulness. So what he said was actually he's practicing in real life also. When it comes to the structure of the speech, I really found some, because the transition was not very smooth, where he was giving examples of a religion and this, and then also art of living. So it was, I didn't find it well jointed. So there was some disjointment was there, but still his poise, his confidence was very good. Only problem with the online is that you don't see the other things which when we say poise, or the balance or movement or gestures. Though I could see he was making gestures, but his eye contact was with the on the text. That means what he was doing as is a PPT. So that way, because on the line, it's very difficult to say what kind of eye contact the speaker is making. Whereas in the offline, we can very well say yes, whether looking at the audience or looking somewhere else. So that drawback will remain with the online speeches. We won't be able to know the gestures fully or the eye contacts. Another thing that, yes, he used a very easy language. And I always say that language should always be keeping in mind your audience, because you cannot pitch your language very high where audience doesn't follow it, or you should not make it very simple that the audience which is of a slightly higher level will feel that, oh, what kind of easy words or the sentences the speaker is. So he maintained that level for the audience. And as far as his pitch and voice modulations are concerned, that was also very good. So from my point of view, he did a very good job as usual, and full marks for Mr. Sethi. And best wishes for his next project whenever it comes. So over to you, the G.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster BP Kotial, for evaluating Toastmaster Harry's speech. Moving on, we have Toastmaster Mohit. Yes. So Toastmaster Mohit will be, yes, will be evaluating Toastmaster Ira's speech. Just give you a brief about Toastmaster Mohit. Just a minute. So Toastmaster Mohit, he belongs to Jaipur. He loves listening to music and doing swimming. He's working as a quality assurance engineer, and you can reach out to him if you want to talk about movies, music, and philosophy. So yes, Mohit, over to you for the evaluating the speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for introducing me here. So, first of all, congratulations, TM Ira, for giving your this speech. What a speech, I should say. We all went there in our patriotic spirits to see what a war looked like. The story, the evaluation part of that story is nice. The story had some background information in the starting, so we knew what we were jumping into. The vocal variety of the speech was also very nice. She used some enhanced tone somewhere as a low tone, giving some part some on some words, on some lines to give you highlights of what was happening at that time. She had used the vocal variety very nicely. She had used the gesture also in and about, so we didn't see any only standing position. Overall, the story was very good. Here, I would like to recommend one point, that when we are telling a story, it is very important to tell a story in slow pace, because a story is visualizing. Whenever I am saying something, the other person need to visualize it, so that conveys goes very fast. Suppose I am telling there was 30 there was 30 tanks, they was doing this, they was doing this, they were going. So in a very short time, I had too much information to convey to my mind. I wasn't able to visualize what I was about. If I visualizing one thing, I'm jumping back to another thing. So one recommendation I would like to say, that keep your pace slow while telling a story, so that everyone gets involved in it. Their interest will keep coming to the story. Other than it, the story was really nice, and I hope to see a next story next time very soon. Back to you, the General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohit, for the evaluation of this speech of Toastmaster Ira's speech. Next, moving on, our third evaluator, Toastmaster Shreyansh, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Prakash's speech. Before that, I'd like to introduce Toastmaster Shreyansh. So he's 12th pass student waiting for his board result eagerly. He's also working on his own startup, which is, I guess, software as a service startup, which helps in building the ecosystem for creators to skyrocket their business growth. And throughout his journey, he has helped many brands, leaving a meaningful legacy so they don't get lost in the noise. So with that note, I hand over this stage to Toastmaster Shreyansh for the speech evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster Shreyansh.
Thank you, General Evaluator Ritesh. Whenever you're working at a company or at an organization or a startup or with a group of people, is it that you're working with the company or with the organization or with the startup, or is it that you're working with the people there? What I feel is that whenever you're working at a company or at an organization, it's the people, it's the environment that you're working in. It's the people who we are working with. Humans don't work with companies, humans work with other humans. But when you're in that environment, who is that person who's always inspiring you, encouraging you, motivating you to stay in that environment, to be more productive, to be more enthusiastic. It's the leader. And that's what Toastmasters Prakash Bhatt's speech was all about, how leaders are made. And I congratulate him on finishing this project, because if you look at the purpose statement of the project, it was about telling his own experiences, how his expertise helped someone. And he did it beautifully with a story of how he mentored Toastmaster Neha when she first came in Toastmasters. The entire structure of the story, the entire way he told the story, it was convincing, it was powerful. And I really like how he gave examples. On top of that, the way he explained the entire coaching process, he broke down it in steps. And then at the end of the speech, he concluded by repeating all the steps, telling all the steps again. It was a very powerful way of concluding your speech. It's a pretty good point on that too, Toastmaster Prakash. A few places where I felt that we were losing you, or I was losing you personally, it was, I'll say it was because of the technical glitches. Your voice was a bit not clear. There were some interferences, but then again, we are in this online mode and glitches can happen anytime. So we can't do much about that. But also at some points, I felt lost because there was not proper eye contact. So there were some places where I felt lost. There were some places which was not too good, but overall, the entire speech, it was very well structured. It was very well spoken. And as I know you personally as a speaker and as a mentor of me too, when I came in Toastmasters, it was a very nice, great and convincing, effective speech with all the gestures and all the other things. So yeah, that's pretty much it from my side. And I wish you all the very best for upcoming projects. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shyansh, for beautifully evaluating Toastmaster Prakash's speech. Moving on, let me have my tag role players for the evaluation. Yes, Toastmaster Hero?
Yes, I just wanted, if you could all come on screen and take a photograph, because I think one or two members have to leave early.
Yes, definitely.
So please come on screen, show your beautiful smiling face, and let us take a photograph. Toastmaster Ritesh, will you be able to take a photograph or?
Yes, sure. I can take the photograph.
And also, if you guys are new here, as a tradition, we always show our reactions whenever we are taking photographs. So don't forget to share your reactions. You can do it on screen, or if not enabled your video, you can do that with reactions on Zoom.
So, Shash, yeah, you can suggest. Yeah. Okay, we can do any reactions.
Any gesture.
Any gesture.
Great. So let's have Toastmaster Mohit. Let's be on the camera. With the count of 3, 2, 1. Having a big smile and a click. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay. So we have completed our speech evaluation round. Moving on, let's have our tag role players evaluating the auxiliary roles. So, and I like to call upon our timer, Toastmaster Sudhanshu, to please represent his report. Over to you, Sudhanshu. Toastmaster Sudhanshu.
Thank you, Toastmasters, and thank you to all Toastmasters, and congratulating, like you all have given a wonderful speech within the given timelines. So all of the Toastmasters have delivered speech within their respective timelines. So speaker 1, Mr. Harry, took 5 minutes 30 seconds. Miss Ira took 6 minutes 40 seconds, and Prakash took 7 minutes 28 seconds. And for the table topics as well, every speaker has delivered their speech within the timelines. And Shreyans has took the maximum timelines, which was 2 minutes 20 seconds. And in the evaluator section, all the three evaluator have delivered their evaluation within the timelines only. So all are qualifiers.
Okay, Toastmaster Sudhanshu. Or we have all in the green portion, or someone has been disqualified.
As I said, like no one has disqualified.
Okay.
Like 2 people have taken their grace period, but they are not disqualified.
Okay.
All are qualified.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudhanshu, for representing the timer report. Now I'll call Toastmaster our counter, Toastmaster Rijul Arya, for representing his report.
Okay, so I'm presenting my report on the R counter. In the prepared speech, all the 3 Toastmasters have do a wonderful job. They have done nothing, like they have not any single mistake. Harry sir, Ira ma'am, Prakash sir, all 3 have completely used their speeches without any errors. Let's go to table topic master. So in the table topic, only Toastmaster Sudhanshu have done the error. He take 6 3 and 2 in his speech, and rest of them have no mistakes. So this is my report, and it's wonderful to seeing that the speakers are doing a wonderful job by not doing the mistakes.
Thank you. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Rujul, for giving us the report on the our counterpart. Next, moving on, I'd like to call upon our grammarian Toastmaster BP Kotial to represent the report to the audience.
Okay, thank you very much, Ritesh. It was wonderful listening to all the speakers and the role players. And I must say, I was disappointed because the quality of speakers' language was very good. So there was very little work for me. But still, I have jotted down a few mistakes here and there. And I'm sure these mistakes are only the verbal one. Once you start writing, those mistakes will not be there. So starting with the TMOD itself, when you say the one day in the 7th class, because there's not a one day, he can say when he was in the class 7, when he was, he got jealous, or he said felt jealous. Instead of simply, he can say he was jealous, instead of saying felt jealous. Then there is also the rule as far as Toastmaster concerned, that whenever we use Hindi words, we should always give the English translation. So when he said calm, krodh, and other, so the 2 more, so of course we know it because as Hindi speaking mostly, but as a rule, it's always better to give an English translation side by side also. Then he, again, it's a slip of tongue. So he said before processing further, instead before proceeding further, instead of processing further, process is some process involved. It's presumed going ahead. Ritesh, in your case, you again did a slight mistake. You said a piece of cake. It's a cake walk. When you said, oh, when next time when I went there, it was a piece of cake, but not, it's a cake walk. I know you know it, but still. Sudhanshu, at the time he said more clear, because there's no such word more clear, but it's only the clearer and clearest. So not more or most clear. So this one. Now, coming to the speakers, I must say the quality of a speech of both, all the 3 speakers was very good. But I'll make a special mention of Ira Pallavi. Her command of language is very good. She used the words which are not commonly used. So resilient and others. And or similarly unsolicited. And so that way, as quality of our language or command over English language is very good. And she was the only speaker who used the word of the day. So a big thank to Ira for using the word of the day. Mr. Sethi, language flawless, nothing, very simple, understandable language. Same goes with Prakash also, very simple language, no mistakes. But again, both of them didn't use the word of the day. Now coming to the TTM. Manas, I must congratulate you. Again, a very good command over language, very flawless language. Shreyans, good language, slow but steady, wins the race. Sudhanshu, again, when you were saying that when you wanted to move from village to the city or the town, but because there are studies of better level, instead of that, you should have said that education is of better standard, or a standard of education is better in the city or town. When you say the schools, again, you will agree that who normally we use with the animate gender and nothing. For inanimate, normally we use which. Say the schools who, but instead of that, you could have used schools which. Again, Neha Gupta, I think you impressed me most with your language. Flawless, good command, good tempo. Because there are many speakers whose language is good, but that flow is missing. And I'm sure with the practice that flow will also be there. But so long language is correct, flow will automatically come. When we say the technique is okay, rest will follow. The same with most of the speakers. The flow was slightly halting. Though our counter said that there was no mistakes, but I could see a lot of mistakes. But Rijul was very generous in evaluation and said there are no mistakes. But normally, these our counters mistakes are inborn also. Sometimes it's a, oh, well, or sometimes we start with and. So that is becomes a habitual. And clutch word also so and so and so. And sometimes we repeat also, because in this also, oh, while doing this and that, and then while doing this is again not part of the good linking. But we can't say we were doing this or we were doing that. You do mention what you were doing actually. So for table topic, yes, again, only Sudhanshu, I pointed out the mistake, and that's all. And again, for Ira, very good language, whatever, whether it's a table topic or the main speech. So on the whole, I must say I was very satisfied with the quality of language, and I was looking forward for more mistakes so that I can justify my role. But anyway, good work by the speakers. Thank you very much, all the role players and all the speakers. Thank you. Over to Ritesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster VP Kotial, for giving us the right evaluation at the grammar front. And with that note, I'll thank all my tag role players for evaluating the meeting on their front. We'll start my evaluation. I know we are running late, but we'll quickly wrap up the evaluation session. So I'll start my evaluation for the whole meeting now. Meeting started 7 minutes late, so I while maintaining all the role players, and I'll request everyone to be present before 3 so that we can have a proper 3 to 5 meeting on that front. The SA introduced his role very well, and giving the necessary instructions of the meeting while opening. Just one recommendation, a little bit more enthusiastic, as you are the front first speaker of the meeting, so you can be a little more enthusiastic so that everyone feel a little bit high in their speeches in the meeting in the opening front. Moving further, we have TMOD role. Toastmaster Bhavanan introduced the topic very well to the audience, and while relating to the real life examples, and asking the questions to the audience and replying back to them. I know we have three speakers, so the content was not very much in the remote role, but still, if we can manage to add some more content, then it would be a best TMOD. It would be a best topic for the TMOD role. And one recommendation that I can feel is you have a good voice modulation, but if you speak a little bit in a higher pitch, then it could be easily heard and easily understood by the audience. Moving on, the evaluation part. Table topics evaluation part. We have Toastmaster Manan, a perfect example of table topics, giving the live examples from the audience in the table topics, which I highly recommend to everyone. Next, we have Toastmaster Shyans, which was he spoke about we should speak a lie or not, giving a best story, a good blend of story and a message in the table topics, according to me. Next, we have Toastmaster Sudhanshu, the best moment of your life, giving the example of his life, and you can add more, enthusiasm and a little bit of twist in the story so that it can be understood by everyone. Next, we have Toastmaster Rijul about the violent games can be banned or not, a debatable topic, and you have given the best usage for the violent games. Earlier I was against of that, but you have given the useful points on that front. Moving on, we have Toastmaster Neha, what you love during lockdown, a highly enthusiastic speech, having a good content, and you can also follow the table topics, the structure that we usually follow, that about the topic, then a small story, then a conclusion on that table topics. Next, we have Toastmaster Mohit, if I rule the world. So you can add more structure to the speech. There was a little structure was missing in the speech, and overall the content was good. Moving on, Toastmaster Era, best advice in your life, a good structure in the table topics about the topic, example and a conclusion which was needed for the table topics, and packed in quite and we understood in a less time. Next, we have Toastmaster Bhavanand, a good spoken about the topic, just same if in a higher pitch. You have a good voice modulation, just a higher pitch was missing in the speech. Next, we have the evaluation part of the evaluators. So the first evaluator, Toastmaster PP Kotial, started with a good quote, mentioned about the struggle that Toastmaster Harry Sethi was struggling with, and given the good recommendation part about the speech, and commendation also about the topic, about the speech. One recommendation is that you can give an example of how he can transit from one topic to other topic, so that Toastmaster Harry can use it in the future. Moving on to the next evaluator, Toastmaster Mohit. Toastmaster Mohit started with an exclamation mark about the speaker's speech, given a good remark. Which I most like about the Toastmaster Mohit, the evaluation, is he has given the example how gave an example about the voice modulation, I believe, just not able to write the example, but yeah, he has given a very good example about how Toastmaster Era can use in her speech in future. Next, moving on, Toastmaster Shreyansh started with the good remark about the speaker's background and speaker speech background, and a flawless evaluation, enthusiastic while giving the evaluation, good recommendation. just want to highlight one point that you can also, quote some speakers from the speaker's speech about the topic, which I like you can add in your evaluation. Okay, moving further, I believe I have covered most of the things in the evaluation part. Just it's my recommendation, like which I have evaluated at my front, and I hope we have been, using that further in our future meeting for a better in and for a better speech in the future. So that's all at my front. Like to hand over this stage to T-Mod of the Day, Toastmaster Bhavanan. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Ritesh, for great evaluation thoroughly. So on a conclusion note, feeling jealous or feeling lust, feeling anger, feeling attachment is a symptom of smallness or narrowness, or you say it a small water drop. But here we are not for a small water drop. We are here for to become ocean. It is said about mind. Mind can be your biggest friend or biggest enemy. So if it is not under control of you, not control of me, so then don't be intransigent towards your mind, and you will get a flash in pan. So if you want to get unlimited success, then we should be an ocean. And this can be done by working on our mind. So that would be the first step from a small water drop to ocean. And it is possible. Water drop will become river, and river will meet into an ocean. So now I request Tech Master, please launch a ballot for best speaker.
Yeah, the chat has the links to the voting. Kindly please vote. If you could see in the chat, you'll see the Google Forms for best role players and best table topic speakers. Kindly vote.
Meanwhile, I need one thing to share. Can I?
Yes, TM Ritesh, you want to say?
Yes, so I just forgot our auxiliary role players evaluation. So can I proceed with the evaluation for the auxiliary role players?
So can you add here any link? Do you have?
The evaluation for the auxiliary role players. So I forgot.
Yes, you can go ahead. We can do a quick this thing.
Yes. So for the timer front, Toastmaster Sudhanshu has been taking the role very first time. So I heartily congratulate for taking up the role. And there was some, feedbacks which you have already been given. And I hope you will learn from that. And we will be seeing you doing the role in the best way. Toastmaster Sudhanshu, and you can also add the PPT or an Excel that we can see the timings of everyone, so that it would be easily for the participants to see. Next, we have Toastmaster Rijul Arya has done the evaluation in the best way about the counting of the words that we used in our speeches. Just one recommendation was his face was down when he was reading. So you can see the camera, and then you can address the audience, and you can be more enthusiastic and be more lively when you give a report, so that it could be understood by everyone. Overall, a good attempt in the evaluation in the our counterpart. Next, we have our grammarian Toastmaster BP Kotial, a very good evaluation, I would say, and about every part in every speaker's speech. how we can uh, how we can improve in our grammarian part. So thank you, Toastmaster BP Kodial. That's all in my evaluation for the auxiliary role players. Over to you, Toastmaster Ira and Toastmaster Bhavnan.
Thank you, TM Ritesh, for adding missing part. So I hope voting has been done. I hand over a stage to President, I think TM Ira.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bhavanand, for this wonderful session. And you've talked in detail on how happiness comes in waves and how you've dealt with other emotions. So thank you so much for highlighting that aspect. We had a very wonderful session. Everybody was here. I'm so happy. Glitches were there, but then that is part and parcel of being online and doing Toastmaster meetings. So despite the glitches, I think we had a very wonderful session. Shransh, is the voting done or there's still votes coming in?
Most of it is done. I guess only 1 or 2 people are left to vote.
Okay, so kindly vote. And since it was a club, 2 clubs were meeting and we were conducting our session, I would like to know your point of view, like from the other club, like TM Ritesh, TM Manan, TM Sudhanshu. How did you feel? Like what is your feedback on this? So I would love if any of you could just share your experience, your feedback with us.
Toastmaster Madan, you can go.
Well, Toastmaster Ira, as you know that I've already attended a couple of meetings with the Dehradun Toastmasters Club, and I've always enjoyed being part of these meetings. And as a recommendation, what I really enjoyed today, and I want to commend that we should do more such collaborations, because it's always wonderful to hear different speakers and having different people taking up different roles from different clubs. So this whole collective energies become stronger and richer in its experience. So today's meeting was really wonderful from my point of view.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your feedback. And I agree, when we come together from different clubs, we carry our culture along with us, and together we create something which is finer and better than what we were individually in our own echo chamber, in our own club. So I also hope that in future we get these opportunities and we can collaborate and have meetings. TM Bhavanand, may I ask your experience? How was it today conducting? What was your experience? What is your feedback?
Yeah, it was wonderful. As TM Manan said, when we go to other club, then we meet to different people, we get different experience. So that is very helpful for communication skills and leadership.
Thank
Ira,
you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can someone tell us a little more about our partner club today? Where are they located and how many members they have and how frequently they meet, etc., etc.?
Sure. May I go ahead?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. So yes, Toastmaster Harry, we are Wave to Lead Toastmasters Club based from Noida, and we always conduct the meetings in the online format only, and on Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. We we have around 9 members in our club currently, and we are reaching out to many people, and we hope that we can at least accommodate 5 members by this tenure. And yeah, having a joint meeting, I always encourage it, because we are in a routine pattern in our club. They are the same speakers, they are the same things. If there was no guest at many times, so a joint meeting bring us a new enthusiasm and a new perspective of seeing the things, so that we can inculcate in our next meetings. And so definitely I like the joint meetings in our Toastmasters club.
Thank you.
Yes, Toastmasters.
Okay, so thank you, Toastmaster Ritesh. I think Shreyansh is there with the results. He has shared some of them with me, but can I ask Shreyansh, TM Shreyansh, to read them out, since he's done all the effort of creating the firm and everything, and he has the results.
Yeah, sure, Toastmaster Ia. So this is the moment where everyone eagerly waits for the results. Some of you might be excited, some of you might be nervous, some of you might be afraid, but results are results and now they're out. So for the best speaker, it goes to Toastmaster Ira Pallavi. So congratulations, Toastmaster Ira. For the best evaluator, it goes to Toastmaster BP Kotyal sir. Congratulations to you for that. Then for best role player, it goes to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ritesh. And for the best auxiliary role player, it goes to, again, our grammarian, Toastmaster BP Kotyal sir. So congratulations to both of you. And then for the best table topic speaker, it goes again to our beloved Toastmaster Ira Pallavi. And that's it with the results. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I believe somebody was saying something. Okay. So thank you so much for those for the results, and thank you everybody for voting and selecting me. That really boosts my confidence and the will to try again and again and improve myself. I know there are a lot of shortcomings, as I was told by my evaluator, so I'll definitely focus on that and move ahead. And with that, I think we can bring this. Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes, sir.
one feedback that I've heard about our offline meetings is that we should keep the same timings for the offline meeting as we have for the online meeting, because many members feel that they have responsibilities on Sundays to deal with at home before they can come out and attend the meeting offline. So I'm sharing it with you for your consideration and the president's consideration. So please take it seriously, because that, you know, earlier what we used to do is, and I tell you, the first meeting that we held in 2015 was in the forenoon. And one of the feedbacks was that instead of forenoon, please have the meetings in the afternoon. So since then, we have been having all the meetings, they were all offline in the afternoon. So it probably will increase the attendance if we do it, but I don't know. This is the feedback I have received. So please consider it.
So you're saying you want the online meeting also to be at 11 o'clock?
No. I want the offline meeting also to be at 3 o'clock. What we used to do is during winters, we used to have the meeting 3 to 5. And during summers, we used to have the meeting 4 to 6. They were all offline meetings. So if you can consider changing the time of the offline meetings, you probably might have more attendance.
Okay, sir. And so I'll definitely convey this message to Prakash, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So with that, I formally call this meeting to a close. I hope you had a wonderful meeting, and I hope you will have a wonderful weekend, whatever is remaining of it, and have a great week ahead. Thank you for coming and participating.
Can people share the pictures that they have taken in the group that you have created?
Yes,
Yes.
sure. Sorry, we'll share in the group.
Great.
Also, if possible, could you share the recording also?
Yes.
Yeah, recording link you can provide.
I'll share with Master Ira, or in the group I'll share the link.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
Much.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
For joining.
Thank you, Kotyal sir.
Thank you, everyone.
For joining us.
Bye-bye.
I'm glad Shreyansh is there.